What is up, everyone? This is Cher talking. Welcome back to my channel. On today's video I want to talk about something different. All the yellow and red flags that appeared during the Curse of Romancing SaGa ReUniverSe Global that led to the end of service announcement, so that this can actually help you understand this happens in other gacha games that you are playing. And was it so easy to see? Well, I don't know. I'll start talking about the yellow flags, because those were not a guarantee that we had issues with the game, but they were kind of a warning sign. Like, keep an eye on this before it becomes a problem. Okay, the first real yellow flag was the guild system. Guild content is currently unavailable. Please come back another time. This has become an inner joke in our community, and we came back and we saw so many people asking for this during our live streams in our Discord chat, but no, this was really nothing special. They just didn't want to bring the guild system because it has nothing to do with what most gacha players are used to when we talk about guilds. That is either PvE or PvP collaborative content. Well, okay, the first one I'll be saying is that global version always made much less money than the JP version. Okay, but here we have something. Ishikawa appeared during some live streams saying that as long as the Japanese version of the game was successful, he will try to keep the global version running as advertisement to bring new interest in the SaGa franchise for global audiences. Okay, but he never said that the game will be forever, right? That it will be eternal. So we have an argument and a counter argument here. The second one, and this is where things started going spiral. First one, half anniversary is not as popular. Okay, half anniversary, I meant 3.5 anniversary that happened during December of past year, when we got the new free quest system alongside many different updates. Okay, the free quest system was a big change to the game. I have to say that I kind of love and hate the system. I like because it gave us different ways to get gens, allowed us to do more inside the game. But at the same time, well, at the first book I didn't felt like it was like that, but then on the subsequent books it felt like every new week they were increasing the HP cap, and we needed to bring all characters in order to train them again, because with this update the power creep also started increasing. Slowly? No, super fast. That meant that we needed to keep summoning 4 different characters, bringing them into fight, and replacing them, so needed to keep grinding again? It was way too fast. They also released some months 2 different books, so you had to keep grinding your characters all the time, because the harder challenge was also becoming harder. Spiral Tower and the attacks events were much harder than before. Well, we can even go there and check. So because of that, the need of keep summoning and the need of keep training characters constantly, I do believe that some people got a little tired of the game. Not just that, but it took much more effort to do the whole book secrets. We started doing videos about those as well. Also, December was a month where we stopped with the tier list, because at that point it was so hard keeping up, because one character affected the performance of another. It was so hard to evaluate the character based on only itself. And like I said, Spiral Fighter and the new attacks were a little too hard, and that asked for new units. I still remember that the Firebringer fight was way too hard. Scarlet Death Math was not really easy to clear, even months after it was released. I know that we also had the battle with egg. That was something that people hated for time and time because we needed to beat different versions of the egg. But after the egg, it was really the Firebringer. But after the Firebringer, we had other boss fights that were similar as well. But I will have to say that String Plucker didn't have the same impact. At this release, we had overpowered units, but even then it was not easy. And then we have the 7 heroes fight that other people got super angry. And this one was really a thing because the enemies had passives that would trigger you to self-debuff when you were attacking, and you could not use spells or elemental attacks. So that was really hard. Okay, so back on the reason of the yellow flag. Many people didn't like this big change. The 3.5 anniversary brought changes to the game that made some people quit. Another big reason why people quit is that starting from the 3.5 anniversary, we also had the Google Play link issue. That at first didn't felt to be super impactful, but it really was. Over the course of the days, I got more and more complaints. I even thought about making a specific video trying to showcase a problem, but it didn't happen with me. And it felt like they could have fixed that in some days. But some people took months to get their account back. Months. Really. That is horrible. It happened first at December, and then it happened again for people around March. And in the second wave, people still took more than 1 month to recover their accounts. It seems like there was some type of issue with the engine that runs this game on Unity alongside the Google Play link. They needed proof of your account in order to restore, and it was a manual process, but still it took way too much time. People gave up on playing the game or needed to start new accounts, and that is horrible. Okay, now another thing that happened around January, I saw an article where the new CEO was saying that Square Enix needed changes. They will stop releasing too many small games because they were not giving them profit, and focus a little more on AAA gaming. Okay, that changed recently because they are saying that the AAA gaming is not giving them enough revenue as well. So who knows the future, but that was a yellow flag. Especially because this is a small game and the new CEO could simply say, okay, we already had enough advertisement for the SaGa series, this game is not making money, let's cut the ties. But we still thought it would not be enough, right? At least some of us. Okay, then around March, we start seeing global speeding up banners, and the speed up eventually reached May, where we had problems. Okay, many problems. We had banners with characters that were super popular and one after the other. We had banners with characters like Acelus, then Emperor, then Empress. We just had banners with Leon. Then we had banners with Kihachi, with Leon, Enya, and the like. In the same month, people didn't have enough chance. They had to skip some of the most beloved characters. And we were looking on the JP schedule, and we could skip some specific banners and still summon for our fave ones. But what did they do? They started skipping those banners entirely. They had a way to give these characters to us, although they never gave all of them. And it was via the ad viewing system. Yes, and you can still see it here that we were capable of getting some of them. But look, not everyone wanted to get this Patrick or this Marina or this Nadar or Claudia. I mean, most people were deciding to skip that. But then the game skipped that and brought us meta characters one after the other and even buffed for global. So that was a big of a problem. Now, during April, that was between the speed up process, there was a release of SaGa Emerald Beyond. And my gosh, we were always on the edge, asking ourselves, will they release Emerald Beyond units? They did not. But just remember, SaGa Frontier 1 Remastered may then release Rolfa's banner that was like 10 months in the future, and that completely changed global. But that was also something that probably helped then advertise SaGa Frontier 1 Remaster. Rolfas was very fun to play with, and very useful character for grinding. He was someone that you used it for more than a whole year. And there was also that Global X Red that was just so great. Remember those? Well, good times. But then okay, at the release of the SaGa Emerald Beyond, we didn't get a thing. They could also have gave us at least the welfare version of the protagonists. It was totally doable. They are good, but they were not that great. And then do something like events, make some announcements, release trailers in games, something will be interesting, because it was a new SaGa game after so much time. I don't think SaGa Emerald Beyond was a big success. I do believe it didn't sell as much. It is a complex game that I have a really strange relationship of love and hate, but they could have given us the welfare styles on April, and no one would have suffered, or it would not even have impacted the sales of the upcoming banners. That's what I believe. That was another yellow flag. Now, May banners were pretty meta, and skipping Asylums, for example, led to not being able to clear the 7 heroes fight. Imagine. For a while, till we got replacements and all, buffs were becoming very good. Characters that were not supposed to be that great started to become, because they just could not allow themselves to lose money. They needed to make them appealing. Okay. Back then, we also had low effort global strings. I will not say anything about the Taiwanese strings because they were always great. They did a recap of everything they needed to announce under less than 1 hour. There was a lot of information, and they also cleared any type of problems we had with stuff. They would reply and all, but the global ones were lacking. You know what I'm saying? So we didn't have Ishikawa appearing anymore. We didn't have much Q&A, so sad. That also led to June, where we had anniversary banners, and they were super strange because they speeded up banners that were better off being released during anniversary. Like Emperor and Empress, oh, they should totally be released during anniversary. Or someone like Saruin and Mirza, that were in the past anniversaries. But hey, Beauty, although very likable, it's not really a big one to be opening anniversary. They also had Fordius, that while I love this character, one of my favorite ones, had a lot of fun using him, was now someone to be the main title. A lot of people complaining, and I do understand. So all banners during anniversary was a sign of a yellow flag. Everything I thought about up to this point, I consider to be yellow flags. Now, the next ones are not. The next ones are red flags, and those were things that were actually worrying me all the time. The first one of them, lower number of players. After 3.5 half anniversary, we started to see a decline of players. I don't know the real reasons for, but I do believe that a free quest system made it so that people lost interest after they felt like they just were running inside a wheel. Yeah, the hamster wheel, where you can never stop running, and what are you really getting out of it? You have to grind the game 24/7, and while you still don't need to keep the game open, it still felt like we were getting back to the game every 30 minutes or something, and that is a little exhausting in my opinion. So I also saw the number of players declining because of the number of views in my videos. Maybe related to the drop of the tier list, I'm not so sure, but maybe it wasn't. It just meant that people were not enjoying the new power creep where they needed to train different characters. So that was a big red flag. The other one, Square Enix gachas were closing, especially FFB. Okay, because FFB is a sprite-based game, and they had already closed Record Keeper. Now they had Romancing Saga ReUniverSe and Octopath Traveler. We don't know which one makes more money, probably Octopath Traveler because it's more greedy. So that was a red flag. If they were closing so many gacha games, but especially FFB, it meant that eventually our time will come. But then, okay, we were getting the remake of Romancing Saga 2 that came out of nowhere. That gave us a little bit of hope that they would never close the game that is running as an advertisement for the series during the launch of a new game. But man, they did. Okay, but then again, maybe they had the decision to close the game a little time before, but then someone said, no, please don't do it. Let's complete the cycle. What they did was actually pretty amazing, releasing the new characters for free. Those that are related to Romancing Saga 3. This game is a semi-sequel of sorts to Romancing Saga 3, and also giving us protagonists to kind of feel like we reached the end of the story arc that we were allowed to see, because JP is getting a new arc. So, well, ours end here. Now, Saga Emerald Beyond banners didn't have any type of hype by the company. Hype, I mean live streams. They didn't exist. So that was another red flag. How can you release the Saga Emerald Beyond banners that everyone was saying skip and summon for Emerald Beyond banners without any hype? And that was a big red flag. When I saw that they didn't do anything, I felt, man, this can mean something, and I'm not liking it. Then exactly as the Saga Emerald Beyond banners started appearing, the next week they dropped the Jewel packs that had a discount. So that was strange. Why would they stop releasing Jewel packs that everyone purchases? Okay. Then the Lolo and Dolores banner got released together. That was another big red flag, but could still mean that they just wanted to make people purchase gens, because by that you'll be forced into, because the order was Dolores, then other banners, and then Lolo one. You could have enough time to save some gens, but forcing you to purchase because you didn't have enough gens was strange. But like I said, also a red flag. Then on the same week, you could not preview the next Wells of Challenge. You could always see the next challenge and prepare for it inside the Wells of Challenge. Without it, it felt strange. Why can't I see the next one? Will there be a next one? Well, there wasn't. And then Musashi and Imaku banners got released without buffs. Indeed, that was strange. Some people said, okay, this happened before with disposable banners. It did, but not for Saga Emerald Beyond, and not when we were running banners with buffs every single week. That was super strange. And then when they announced the maintenance right after releasing Imaku banner, and the maintenance was just so far away that we will be close to a full week without any new content. Okay, that was even stranger and a very big red flag. So at the end of the day, I guess those were the yellow and red flags I saw in the last year. If you saw different ones, please share here on the comment section. This video is not to bring any hate towards any of these decisions. Like I said, in the past one, there's no one that should be at fault. It's a company, it's business, and we were playing a live service game. And you need to understand that live service games will eventually die. I am sad that this game died because it was special for me. And like I said multiple times, the community we built around it was really incredible. And we will be doing a lot of things in the future, because this is not the end of the channel. So please stay in the channel, and if you want to support us, click here the link in the description. We're still trying to meet the last month goal to keep our channel a little safer for the future while we change directions. And that the end of something is also the start of something new. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe if you haven't, and I see you soon in the next one. Goodbye.